So the map led you to truth. The whispers led you to warning, and the seal led you to flame. In the Blackwater Crossing, where ley energy dances just beneath the stone, the party now holds the key to a vault untouched since the Rising. The mouth remembers them. The worm stirs. Beneath the ruined chapel, the echo of Solvane's fire may still burn, but only if you can reach it before memory and madness claim you. The time for quiet questions is over. The seal does not sleep. So as a reminder, last session, you guys attempted to, there were 2 bindings underneath the town of Blackwater Crossing. One of them was at a hut where you had met, let me get us to the Theater of the Mind. And get the stream there. Theater of the Mind, activate. Activate. Let me go configure. Ambience. Why is it not letting me activate that scene? This playlist is not available, but it shouldn't need a play. There we go. Bugs. Oops, you weren't supposed to see that. Oh. I put the tokens one place, but did not put them the other. Let me fix that really quick. You assisted Igra in her location, trying to stem off one of the bindings, keeping it sealed, but that one failed. You are currently working with Tim. She led you down to the church where she is the last warden for Solvane, the church that was ruined and destroyed. Let me get her up here. Tim. That, and where we ended the session, you guys, she did something at the sarcophagus in the church, and you ended up here at this map. And that is where we are going to begin the session with the party. Just arriving in a chamber where you guys were all just teleported there, kind of out of your blue. And I will unpause the game.
What is it that's in the middle of the room? Is that a giant, like, crystal structure?
Yes, it is. You see, in the center of the room, you see the giant crystal structure. In the north, south, east, and west, you see 4 other pillars. The ones on the north, east, and west are lit. The one on the south is not lit.
And remind me again of the names of the 2 NPCs who are with us. I apologize.
Okay, I will. They are. I'll go ahead and type them into chat just to make sure we have. So NPCs, Deep Dark, Blackwater Crossing. Actually, I can do it the easy way.
You could be wrong, but if you hover over the tokens, do you not see their names?
Oh, right. You already?
Yep.
Knight Archivist Tim Solvane.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, sorry. It was not showing up for me for a second. I don't know why. Now the names are popping up for me.
So Yigra was a cleric of Arion who was tasked to be down here to monitor the binding. She did give you history that she was she's been down here for the last 5-ish years, monitoring this one. And then the Solvane is the one monitoring the binding at the Church of Sylvain. She is the last one of her group that's still around. The previous sister died when the church was burned down, and that's the crypt that the sarcophagus that she went to. The lore that you guys were given about Solvane is Solvane was one of the gods during the Rising. Not quite sure if it was an actual god or a demigod that sacrificed herself to split the psyche of Xal'Zul, one of Orcus's lieutenants, into several pieces. And each of those pieces was bound. They're called his mouths. They sing various memories or hymns or tunes. Basically, he was so strong they had to shatter his psyche in order to bind him, unlike the other lieutenants that they were able to bind. And it's feared that if these 7 bindings disappear, that he will actually be able to come back to the material plane. You know, at least one has been broken.
Talking about material plane, does this place we're in feel like a different plane? Based on signs, I can tell.
We are going to... click that little roll thing that's in chat, and it'll give you 3 different options in a drop down.
Okay.
Definitely not. You definitely feel you are no longer currently on the material plane. You know, that you are... I won't say something feels off about it. It feels like you may not necessarily be on the material plane, but maybe in a demi plane that could be located within the material plane. But you are not... feel a little bit different about this location. It's totally different than anything that you've experienced before.
Okay. So after like going to the edge of this place, looking down beneath us, Wizard is going to turn around to others and say, I think we are on a different plane, wherever this is.
And as you say that, Tim speaks up. Yes and no. You are at the nexus of the ley lines beneath Deepwater, whatever I called it. Blackwater Crossing, sorry. The arcane energies from the ley lines make it act as if it's in its own plane, but it actually isn't. What you are seeing is the raw magical energy within our planet.
Oh. Well,
It's quite
that
a feat.
sounds dangerous. Is there like a stick or like something on the ground?
Could you say that again? Didn't quite understand.
Is there like a stick or like basically some long object I can, pick with my hand?
Not really. There's maybe some loose stones and stuff laying about, but nothing that's long like a stick.
All right. Well, if the stone would be large enough that like my hand is not all over it, I wanna kind of make contact with one of these lasers and see if it is like if we should not touch it, basically. If it is dangerous
I see.
to make contact with it.
I had a similar idea. Felzik's gonna touch the crystal with his hands, just like an organ.
Tem, what exactly
He's
is
gonna
it you
do a
expect of
double.
us here that you have brought us to help with? I know that previously we were assisting the commander with protecting their location and location of the mouth, but are you expecting enemies to come here, or are you going to perform just a ritual to strengthen whatever bindings are here?
Each beacon hums with anchored resonance. Arion's breath is what it was called in the past. The actual ley line energy, but without the full quartet, as she points towards the south. This crystal you see in front of you is the actual binding circle. And it may fail. We need to reinforce that crystal.
So we need to head towards this southern portion of whatever realm or location we're in to assist with doing that, is what you're saying.
She looks at all of you and goes, "Seems you've walked strange paths before. Trust what you've seen. Where light fails, the answer likely lies. This place reacts to you. It's not just a sanctum, it's a test. The still pylon does not resist. It waits."
I'm sure those words are supposed to be encouraging.
Well, they are certainly cryptic words.
This isn't the first time we've received cryptic messages from Tem, and
No, not really. No, yeah. Does anything happen to the stone when it touches the laser?
It goes around the stone and does not actually impede it. It looks like it's looking like that light is trying to get to the crystal, whatever goes in its way.
I see.
And you see as she walks kind of towards the south, as she walks through, the laser light kind of warps around her to get back to the crystal type of thing. It's not like the laser, not like a direct laser type of thing. It's kind of like they're bound together, and anything in between kind of warps the line such that it gets to the center crystal and binding circle.
Felsic over here touched the crystal with his hand. Does he feel anything?
Don't feel necessarily anything. Let me turn this down a little bit. But in your head, see, it's the 7th. If you're still on the 7th, okay? But in your head, you hear almost feels like a welcoming or a beckoning to you. Says, "Release me." And that's you hear it silent. It's not auditory, but when you touch it, you get this sense that there's something within that wants you to release it.
Fells is going to share that with the party. Something in it's telling me to release it.
I believe that would be the mouth of Xal'Zul, would it not? Yeah, am I using, is that the correct deity, right? That I'm using?
Go back to my Zal'Zul.
I'm just looking at the
It's he. So there is a god that's pronounced that's very close to it. Zal. I'm gonna type both in.
Okay, that's I think who I'm confusing it with. Sorry, because I'm looking at the deity.
Yeah. So you've got that one, which is
thing
the
that you handed out.
So that's the Orcus Lieutenant, and then you have
okay,
Zar ZH
Xal'Zul.
Zul. That is actually the Lord of the Abyss. I put an extra X in that, and it was not intentional having that extra X. Are you asking that as a character or as a player?
Sorry, I was acting that as a player. Just what the to clarify about those two deities.
So those
specifically, because I thought those were one and the same. Honestly, based off last time, I didn't realize that they were two separate things.
When I will let you know that you guys can know above table and below table. So both as character and as player. Xal'Zul is the like I said, the Lord of the Abyss. It has the name of the ever shrieking maw, where Xal'Zul has the name of the choir of worms. So they are different, but very similar.
Okay. That's fine. Cool. No, that's totally cool. I just wanted to clarify. So then I look at the part. Ferric looks at the rest of the party. Xal'Zul is most likely speaking, I would assume, to Felzik here, as that is what has been captured within this location, even if it's just a small shard of his overall being. We should be wary of the voices that come from this place.
And as you release your hand and say that, please roll that saving throw. Success. The crystal that you touch, the overarching sense you get is that it craves remembrance.
Yeah, so he'll take 2 steps back from the crystal. Go over to Vezir and he's gonna say, it whispers sweet nothing here. That is not good.
Ferric kind of takes a moment here to see what's happened to Felzik as he steps back, and I think we should make haste towards whatever Night Archivist Tim has asked us to do. This does not seem like something we should dawdle with.
You see both Tim and Igra start to head towards the south. Something is wrong. And if you do notice, there is light down there, but it's not emanating like the other three are emanating.
Is it like a
Richter,
different color?
would you mind going first since you are our frontliner, sir?
I wouldn't mind.
Gracias.
The active meat shield of the group.
Right. Is this bridge? How big? Are there railing? Is there railing on this bridge, or is it just straight? It's flat.
You can try to jump. It looks like it goes to infinity and beyond over the edge. But if you want to jump over the edge, you can try.
Oh, I'm
Sounds
not
like
trying
gazing
to.
over the
I
edge.
am not trying to.
Okay.
So pretty.
Yeah, well, admire it from afar.
Whoa.
And with that, I'm going to pause it for a second. And where did the image go? I didn't want to click edit. I want to click this, and I want to click show. Stepping across the southern threshold, the air changes, colors fade, moisture clings. The ground squelches beneath soft fungal overgrowth. Twisting pillars of violet mushroom and bone rise around an ancient dais. From the shadows, massive creature lurches forward, its skin bark-like, eyes glowing with alien malice. An Arctic star horror. Behind it, two maw demons howl, their mouths spiraling with teeth, echoing a memory that's not your own. And I will get your other two compatriots down there with you. And then I will activate the scene. That should be all of you down there, correct?
I think so. I count 6 tokens.
I need to see. Yeah, there we go. And what I would like you to do as I oops.
Oh, wait.
Do that correctly. There we go. I would like you guys to roll initiative.
Oh boy. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This monster looks dangerous. Everything is black for me. Is it the same for you guys?
Oh,
Yeah, everything's black for me too.
I see why. Let me. That better? Oh. Can you see now?
No.
No?
No.
You guys
I
are.
was seeing the map before, like.
Yeah, I saw the first
couple
map with all the fungal stuff when we dropped in too, and then it went black.
Okay, it should not have gone black. Let me try that again. Fungal ruins, configure, lighting, darkness level 0. Save changes. Let's just do an idiot check on here. I do have a light that's on the scene illuminating the whole thing. I am
I
going.
don't see our tokens. Like I'm mousing over the whole thing, and there's like no snap to our token. Our tokens on the screen.
Can you just hit tab and see if it goes to your token?
It moved the screen, but the token's still unclickable.
Okay. What we're going to do then is the teleport may have messed something up. I just deleted all your tokens and I'm going to re-pull them back out onto the scene. Barrick, do you see anything?
I see the map, and I'm not even on it now.
I see it. I see stuff.
I'm missing.
I see the mushroom map as well.
Okay. All four of you can now see the map with the creatures in the three creatures in the middle.
Yes.
Okay. I guess something broke with the teleport. I'm gonna bring them out. Where's Tim at? And I'm gonna put the 6 of you back in initiative and have you re-roll that. Sorry about that.
Rolled an 18 to a 17. I'm good with that.
No. I went from a 14 to a 4. Or an 11 to a 1.
So the
Guys, your
two
initiative rolls.
types of creatures you see are those things. And they immediately turn towards you as you guys bamf into the region. And with that, we will begin combat with Vezir up.
I was wrong.
I want both of these as
I have a
pets,
quick
man.
question, actually,
Yep.
before we start combat. I remember one of us having that feat that lets you swap initiative order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would
Alert.
you want to do that?
Yes.
I think it will be better tactically if you go first, so we swap initiative.
So
If that's
That
okay
makes
with you, GM.
is that Richter?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to make Richter a 22.
Good call on that.
Yeah, right.
I do that with my cleric regularly, and then I'm going to make Vezir a 4.
Is this a... It sounds like a... Oh, man, I can't think of those claymation movies. That skull guy? Skull.
No, it's some fan music somebody made for that Amazon series that was made out of a bunch of books.
Jack Skellington.
But you're up then. I guess we're now on instead of I gotta move it up to Richter. Richter's turn.
Right. I believe, yeah, we're still level 2, so, I'll move up 5. Oops. You can't take actions because the game is paused.
Unpaused. Sorry, I gotta get back into the swing of this.
All good. I'm gonna move up here, and I'm going to strike this weird-looking mushroom. Take my great sword. Here we go. Attack. Roll. Well, what? Okay. But I thought there was a crit. I'm like, that's not a crit. Did it say no target selected?
Nope. You did 9 damage to it.
Okay. Alright, that and
Or 8
that
damage to
is-
it.
Yeah. That and that's my turn.
Okay. That brings us up to Felzik.
All right. I'm going to aim at the one that Richter attacked, casting Hex on it.
Okay.
As bonus action. Mark target. And then Eldritch blasting it.
And you zap it.
The beam sounded cool.
And that is the end of my turn.
And that brings us up.
Where are the creatures in initiative, out of curiosity?
As they show up, you will see them.
Okay.
The center thing is next in the order. And it is going to reach out with its branch and swing at Richter, hitting you for 7 points of damage.
Ouchie.
Yeah. It rolled I gotta check that because I swear I updated the damage. Yep. And it doesn't have bonus actions, I don't think. Nope. And that will be the end of its turn. Next up is this southern thing. Looks like a bunch of teeth. Hideous.
The southern look. Is it a southern belle by any chance?
Yeah,
Does it have like a summer dress and like a big straw hat that?
You're really rude to Southerners.
It was the one in the south, is what I meant to say. So we are going to. We are going to. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. My fate add-on disappeared. So we're going to do a 1d6. Ferric. It is going to try to make it to you, but it probably can't. Richter, you may make an attack of opportunity against it as it ran by you.
I will do so.
I'll move it next to you just so it doesn't bug out, then I'll move it back.
Smart, smart. Attack. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Decent.
Yeah, decent hit. And that is its turn. And that brings us up to Tim. And she is going to target it with her crossbow. Oh, baloney. She's an NPC. I've got to put bolts in her inventory. I didn't realize I had to do that with NPCs here. Okay, try it again. We are going to click attack. And she misses. And as she shoots at it, she yells, "I feel the binding stone. It's near the big thing in the middle." And that's her turn. And Igra is gonna go here, target, and swing with her warhammer. Doing damage to it, ending her turn. Let me pop this out. And bring us up to Vezir. Your turn in the order, as moved.
Okay. Let's see. Can you ping the location of the crystal? He said, or she said in the middle, but
she says that she's sensing something near where that big creature is in the middle.
Okay. Do I have a line of sight on it from where I am?
No, you can't see the crystal. It's more than likely that this thing has it, is what she's saying.
Okay, I see. In that case, I will, let's see, can I climb over these mushrooms? Are they like...
Yeah, they're climb over or you're basically climbing under them or around them. There is, until you get to the ruins that are at the corners of the map, there is no walls impeding your movement.
All right. So I'll move in this way, get to the edge, and then I will fire a firebolt at this larger one.
Okay. Where I put something on here.
Alright, and that's gonna be a miss.
Do you have your advantage? Not that you might want to save it, I'm not sure.
Inspiration. I do have the inspiration, but I don't think it's worth spending on this. So it's gonna be my turn.
It brings us up to Ferric.
Well, I'm going to move up right here to kind of like get in the middle of everything, and then get you. As I look to my party members and say, "Stand fast, my friends. Eldath protects us." And I cast Bless on 3 of them. The usual opening move. And that'll be my turn.
And since they're dumb, we're going to do this. 1.
Use 1.
And it is... looks like it's homing in on Tim as it's running past you, Richter, and has not moved out of your reach. At the top of the round, you guys feel a little nauseous as the ground still feels solid beneath your feet, but some sort of psychedelic vision type things happening where your eyes, your inner ear, and your physical feeling of your body don't quite match. Any movement from now on requires a DC 10 check or you fall prone.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Getting high in this sub-dimensional
Wait, who?
place.
All of us have to make it?
No, if you move, then you'll roll. If you fail the roll, you fall prone, which means you can
Okay.
stand up and try to move again. But when you stand up from prone, you lose half of your movement. And that's even for
So we're-
yeah.
Be careful, everybody. We'll be tripping balls soon.
This reminds me a mushroom person I met about 50 years ago. That was not a pleasant experience either.
Okay, Richter, you're up.
All right, I will attack the big one again. Okay.
Oh boy.
Then
Do you have an
I-
action surge?
I do. I should probably answer. All right, I'll action search. Oh wait, no, that's a bonus. Is it the...
No, it's not one section. You can just do it.
Yeah, it's a free
Okay.
action.
All right, I'll action
So
search and swing it.
what's your plus to hit? Your strength
Oh, yeah,
modifier.
craze.
3.
Okay, so it's gonna take 3 points of
Plus-
damage
Right?
right off the bat because for the first one that you missed. And then go ahead and roll that damage on that action search or attack on that action search.
Yeah, you have craze on it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So that one hits.
Ooh.
Oh, big damage.
Ooh.
Legs.
Yep.
Big damage.
So you nick it and you come back on the backhand and you take off one of its plant-like tendrils.
Afterwards, after that, the slicing his one of his tendrils off, Richter will kind of like, kind of bounce in place and kind of like, pump himself up, say, okay, we got this. And I'm going to use second wind on myself if I just healing.
Nice.
Go back to full HP, and that was my turn.
Good one. Good turn.
Xal'Zul, you are up.
So, same one as before. Gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Ooh.
And that's going to be the end of my turn.
Did you attack at the big guy or one of the goons?
He attacked.
The jellyfish-looking one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's my hex.
Is it? No, it's the.
It's its turn
monster.
right now. At the beginning of its turn, you see it start to regrow one of its tendrils that had got lopped off, get a little bit healthier.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
And
Oh,
it
my.
is not. You guys still did more damage than it's still bloodied. And it is going to. Let me read the description of this. Not letting me read the description of it for some reason. I'll just have to click it. It shoots out basically one of its seed pods at you, Richter, hitting you for 9 points of damage. And that will end its turn.
Got seeded on.
Bringing us up to the Maw Demon, who is that one. Oh, you came right into its range, so it doesn't have to move. So it's going to attack you, Ferric, because that's the one who was focusing on you. With its bite.
Good. That's why I moved in range.
It hits you for 13 points of damage.
Jesus.
I need to look at something that I may be redoing that damage. I need to make sure that. Yep. How can it do 13 points of damage? It's 1d6 plus its mod. I need to.
It will need like a +7.
Yeah, and it doesn't have a +7. So I am going to undo that damage on you. Did it undo? Nope.
Did you roll a crit?
No, he did not roll a crit. So I'm gonna give you that 13 points of damage back, and I am going to roll it manually. And then take away the 7. I think what happened is I changed the description from 2d6 plus to 1d6, but it's still rolling the 2d6. So, and your concentration succeeds.
Barely. Hold on. Varric staggers for a second as the bite sinks into him.
And that brings us up to Tim, who is going to target the one that you that just bit you. Doing 4 points of damage to it. Yagra is going to take her swing with the Warhammer at it. Doing 6 more points of damage to it. Bringing us back around to Vezir.
Okay. Vezir's gonna say quickly, we need to be quick before these drugs overcome us. I will cast Magic Missile on all 3 bolts on the big guy. I also learned that I was wrong with the Magic Missile. You roll the damage for each dart.
Yep.
So I was wrong on that. All right, let's roll. Damage. First one deals 4. Second one deals. Let's see. Second one deals 5, and third one deals another 4.
And it's definitely hurting now.
And I will stay put, so that's gonna be my turn.
Cool. Ferric is going to look at the big creature, see that it's close, and I am going to cast Guiding Bolt on it.
Okay.
Knowing how important and quick we need to get done with this. So. Ooh, big
almost
money.
a natural one. Almost a natural one.
I know, and almost a nat. Got a 19 too. I wish I got that 20, but that is big 12 damage.
Nice.
And with that, it is on the ground, withering away. And brings us up to the second demon's turn. I figured out how to fix. I had to change that thing in 2 spots. This is the one that is probably going to commit suicide. So
Please ring 111.
So what's going to happen is, Felzik, if you want to take an attack of opportunity at it as it runs by. I mean, Ferric.
Yep. 21 definitely hits. So big 3 damage.
And she is going to use her reaction. And as it tries to run towards Tim, it collapses to the ground.
Good thing these guys are mindless.
And that is the end of its turn because it's dead. Richter.
Okay.
Oh, just a second. Forgot we're at the top of the round. Here we go.
Oh boy. Jesus.
A cluster of bioluminescent mushrooms centered where it is on the center of the map there. It's centered right here. Pulses violently, then ruptures, releasing a wave of hallucinogenic spores in the air. Everybody that is inside of it, going to be that one. Shift and shift. I need you guys to make this Constitution saving throw.
Big money. Big money. Here we go, team.
Don't forget your, well, I guess it's automated.
Okay, Barrick.
Can I use my inspiration?
Yes, go ahead and re-roll that with your inspiration.
Let's.
You got this.
Oh,
there
hell
we go.
Yeah. Hell yeah. There we go.
Okay, so you did not automatically lose concentration. So the effect would have been you would have had disadvantage on all checks and saving throws for 1 round, automatically lose concentration, and would have to have rolled a concentration check just to cast a spell. But since that didn't happen, that region is now difficult terrain. So in addition to the prone thingy, that region is difficult terrain for everybody.
For anyone that will enter the zone, do they need to make a
No. It was the initial burst is the one that caused it. The only thing for the residual is just the difficult terrain. So it's your turn, Richter.
Okay. I will. Well, I don't have to move. That's great. I will attack this one that's next to me. Great sword tag. wow, that's terrible. Well, he gets grazed. 3 damage.
Okay.
And man, I didn't want to use it again. I won't. I won't. That'll be my turn.
Okay, Speaker Felzik, you are up and concentrating.
Right. So I'm not stepping into that. Bonus action, moving my hex over to the new target
Okay.
and going to Eldritch Blast. Did I drop?
No.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
I hear
We
you.
hear you.
Eldritch Blast it.
Nice hit.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay, and that brings us up to Tim, who is going to try to plink it. What is your AC, guy? You're that pitiful? No. She barely hits it, doing some decent damage to it. And we will see if the Warhammer finishes it off. No, she misses with the Warhammer. Vezzer.
Alright, well, while Foundry is reloading for me slowly, can you make a firebolt attack at the remaining enemy, GM? Because
Okay.
I'm not in Foundry yet.
Will do. Vezzer is going to use a firebolt. I said use a firebolt. It's targeted.
It drops in the chat, and then you need to confirm in the chat as well.
I did not have it targeted, I guess. So let's try it again. Spell firebolt. There we go. You hit it, doing 4 points of damage. It is barely limping right now.
All right.
Ferric, you're up.
I'm gonna step out of the difficult terrain, just to kind of get out of the edge and take a breath, and I'm going to target the last fella, and with a Toll the Dead. He has to make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Come on. Yeah.
Nice.
Roll your d12.
And then, I didn't roll.
We got a natural one on that.
6 points of damage. Did it go through? Yeah, 6 points of damage.
And it is dead. And as the bell that only it, Richter, and Igra were able to hear, you see a large radiant image of a female in ringed with flames and divine type light appear before you, and you see Tim immediately drop to her knees.
Is this a full manifestation of a god or like an avatar kind of a thing?
The presence you see is ethereal in nature. So it's not like a physical manifestation, but you all see some sort of ethereal manifestation appear.
Is this thing attacking us, or is this just it's like appearing before us to tell us something?
It's appearing before you right now.
I'll kind of shield my eyes a little bit from the light.
Okay.
And say to Yigra, what's going on here? What is this?
With that, we'll go ahead and go on that, and I'm going to get rid of that out of the way.
Wizard will say to Richter, I think we are in the presence of divinity, my friend.
Then Tim raises her eyes. Lady, Solvane, what? How? And with that, you get the impression that this is an image of the deity Solvane that sacrificed herself. And
Does it seem to be aware of us?
Yeah, she does seem to be aware of you, because as she manifests and Tim says that, the image goes, you walk where we bled, you stand where we fell. The memory is watching you.
It sounds like we are going through a memory, perhaps? Kind of like what happened in the past? Is this echoes of the past, what just happened here?
No, they made me watch when the world cracked. They stitched me to the ruin and left me to dream of teeth. She walks towards the thing. Her ethereal body reaches into that plant-like figure. Reaches in and grabs what appears to be a partial runic sigil. She looks over to Tim, and that partial sigil in her hands, she turns it into completeness. And she looks towards the party and Tim and goes, here, seal the breath before it sings again, or it will find you beneath the veil. And she hands that sigil that she took off of that plant thing to Tim and disappears.
All right. Someone explain to me what just happened.
Varric has had his mouth like drop down in shock over what just happened for the most part.
What?
Did we just witness a dead deity's avatar?
Um,
Oh,
both Igra and Tim goes, yeah, that was Solvane.
right.
My Eldath's might. What has happened here? I can't wrap my head around this. This is too much for me to handle.
Right, but she said something about they chained her or something like that. She said it sounded like maybe part of her was trapped here.
Was her voice similar to the one I heard in the crystal when I touched it?
No, totally separate. The one you heard in the crystal was more like a dozen voices speaking at once, overlapping, like echoing bells in the mist.
Gotcha. Just double checking.
Yeah, the one there was creepier than all get out, where hers was more of a disconnected, like almost like if you were just waking up from a long sleep and not really aware of where you were. That's kind of how she was sounding.
Okay.
Sorry, to interrupt, Vezir. Just the surroundings and Tem. Is Tem able to get us back to that location immediately, or are we like lost somewhere that we need to go?
As she does tell you to please circle around, and you see a large glow start to surround you, coming from the actual sigil that she collected. And you immediately bamf back up at that pylon, and that sigil actually activates that pylon. And you start to see the light emanating from it, like the others.
Does it fuse with the crystal, or does it remain?
It fuses with it.
Okay. Right.
Is the light fully repaired like the other ones in the by the crystal?
It appears that it has. Oh, I need to deactivate that stone. Just a second. Let me.
I just disappeared.
Let me get rid of the teleporter, and I'll bring Ferric back here and reactivate it. We're gonna.
I want to go back to the shrooms. Go back to the shrooms.
Yeah, I was planning to.
I need my drugs.
I was hoping to extract some of that anti-spellcaster shroom spores.
Yeah, I wanted to pick up some of the mushrooms too, not for any use like that, but just to have.
Just to have.
You were one and the same.
Alright.
Same, but different.
We are not the same fixing this tie.
As we are walking off the bridge, I'm gonna throw Richter over the side.
Okay, so just a
well,
second.
he's cursed already, so you might as well be the one to test it on, right?
Oh, boy.
Let's try this again. I want to click this button.
So it was just that south crystal that was dim, but now it's good. It's all lit.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like it was weakening. The thing was weakening, but we fixed it.
Okay.
That's what we do, guys. We fix stuff. We don't release demons into the world.
Okay, Vezir and
are we the
Richter?
fixer-uppers? Are we some HGTV show?
Oh, I was joking. I wasn't serious.
I was thinking of a bad team. What would be a really bad team name to come up with using that?
Wait, did I roll? I can't roll. I don't know why.
Oh, that's weird. It's
Yeah.
not recording your rolls.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
it's buggied. I'll get rid of it. Delete. So you were joking that you were going to
Yeah,
throw him
it's
over
fine.
the
I
edge?
was.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't serious.
Gonna say I can throw
I'm
you
surprised you
over.
made it check though.
Yes, it appears that there are lights going from all 4 locations, north, south, east, and west. And with that, you where did I put the notes of all my dialogue I wanted to do? Tim goes, the ritual is balanced again. Thank you. We at least succeeded in preventing one of the bindings from failing.
Okay. How many? It's not like I hope for this or anything, but theoretically speaking, how many bindings can we afford to fail before things go astray?
I would say preferably keep it less than 3, anywhere between 3 and 4. The amount of inertia that will be generated from those failings could probably cause the others to almost break instantaneously.
That would be quite
Okay.
unfortunate.
Or we'll have to keep an eye out and our ears to the ground for any more of these mouths of Xal'Zul to keep binded then.
Yes. Before we leave this place, I do want to check these other 3 sections just to be safe.
Okay.
So Wizard is gonna like check the other 3 sections, just do a bit of fun, like investigate the areas over there. Make sure that like if he notices anything of importance or like that.
Where is my encounter thing? I would like you to. Where's your person? I would like you to roll. Just roll that check.
This would take him at least a minute, right?
Oh yeah.
Or I'm
Okay.
I'm clicking on like. Oh wait.
Feldrick's just gonna.
Yeah, I
wait just
cannot
a
roll.
bit
It doesn't
to
work.
pop back.
Can you try rolling
I
for
can
it?
just roll manual investigation.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried using the thing, and like when I click on normal, it doesn't just roll. It doesn't register.
Yeah, I am getting nothing from you.
So I'll just make a manual check from my sheet.
Okay.
And
that's not popping up for me
actually,
either.
you know what? Yeah, that's not working either. So it's not the module for the whatever that module is. It's not the problem. Something else is. I'm gonna reload. Foundry. Maybe it's on my end.
Okay. Yeah, because when I rolled it for you, it worked. And we do have.
Yeah. So
Okay. Where is my campaign note? There's your campaign note, session 7, open in new tab.
let me try it again now. I'll try it again now that I'm. Yep, it works now.
Okay. Yes. On the western pavilion, you find a small fractured crystal that's separated from the rest of that pylon light.
I'm gonna pick it.
Okay, I will make a item, create item. We're gonna call this, I think it's gonna be equipment. So
Might come in handy.
I'm gonna click save, and then we will drag it over onto your character. And it was added. I will get the description added to it. I'd like you to roll an Arcana check.
All right. Here comes an Arcana check.
Good. Oh, I see it. It splits up the proficiency bonus and your Arcana bonus. I was going, why does it have 2 pluses on there? Didn't make sense for me. You get the idea that this crystal can be used as a spell casting focus.
Interesting. Okay.
It seems that if you were to use it as the focus, it has the possibility of maybe increasing the effects of some of your spells of certain types of nature. You'd have to actually try it out to
All right.
figure out what would happen with it.
Yeah. Once we have time, I can cast Identify on it to get the deets.
Yeah. But
I
just
will
from
definitely take it with me.
Yeah, from that quick check, you are able to figure out that it can be used as a spellcasting focus.
All right. Awesome.
Let me go ahead and Control C, and I will go ahead and put that description, the basic description, on it. Edit. And click save.
Do I find anything else of interest, or that's just it?
Nothing else of interest in this general area. Let's see, did that show up on there? Did the description show up on your end?
Let me check. Inventory. Wait, where is it?
Ember fractured crystal.
Okay.
Says that.
Deep spoil pale.
Since I can't share it to chat like I was trying to, I will.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yep. I found it. Yeah, I see the description. Description.
There we go.
This jagged crystal burns with
a faint inner light, embers pulsing just beneath the cracked surface. You found it buried beneath the nexus. When held or worn, the crystal resonates faintly in the presence of planar instabilities or abyssal corruption. Its warmth intensifies near divine seals, failing bindings, or regions touched by the mouths of Xal'Zul. So you can kind of feel it pulsing right as you're standing over that binding circle.
fancy stuff. All right, this is interesting. Once I pick it up, I'll return to the group and say, all right, I think I found only thing interesting in the other sections of this place. So how do we return back?
Tim goes, just get next to me. I will take us back to the surface. And with that, Church, she sends you topside. We're immediately upon making it there. You notice the air is thick with ash and see dozens of armed town guards forming a ring around the sarcophagus where you guys just bamfed back into. At their head stands a dwarf with plate armor. He seems to be grim. Beside him, you see a white-haired, darker, can't really tell what heritage it is, bearing a chain-bound tome. The dwarf in the armor says, drop your weapons. You're wanted for the deaths of Scraps, Relic, and Viscera.
Are those the couriers?
Yes.
Okay.
These are bandits?
No.
The ones who died or the ones
Oh.
surrounding us? Because neither are bandits, but
Alright. It sounds like these guys are official.
Wizard is gonna look at Tam and Igra. Say, you two are you two are the locals.
Do you see
What do
them
we do?
dropping their weapons?
Okay.
alright, we'll follow Stead then.
Well,
It's got to have been a mistake. We have nothing to do with those people's deaths. And first off, the last time we saw them, they were alive.
Oh
No.
no, the two of them were already dead before we entered here.
Wait, what?
Remember their bodies? My familiar followed them and they ended up dead here.
The
third one left.
guards get closer and closer. What are you doing?
I will. I mean, I don't have a weapon the same way Richter has, so I'll just.
Varric puts his hands up as if to surrender, say, I think there's been a misunderstanding here, and I believe it could be cleared up if we were to have a calm discussion about it. No need for us to point any weapons or for hostilities.
We
Come with us.
all right.
And
Is the rest of the party cool with that? I don't want to speak for everybody.
We don't have much choice. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is kind of like, do they want us to drop our weapons or take our what? Do you have some people
You're-
come and collect our weapons?
yeah, the city watch will collect your weapons as you lay them down.
Be careful with that. That's one big dwarf.
Uh-huh. Want to make sure I have the right clicky working. Nope, that's the wrong one. You are brought to the city hall. All 6 of you. You said we could talk this out. You. He points at I forget which one actually went with the the one back to his house. You were seen walking with him last evening
I did.
to his house,
Victor.
and then you were all seen in company with the three of them this morning. About 35 minutes ago, we found their bodies, and reliable witnesses say that you were the last one seen with them alive.
Felix will speak and say yes because we did business with him, and we'll did he have the map? He's gonna say we purchased a map from them. They said that they received a map from through a suspicious means, and we took it off their hands and left them alone.
We also have, what's that word they use in crime? We have
Evidence?
alibi. Alibi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have an alibi. We are in the tavern. We cannot be in two places at the same time. So.
Oh, yes, we know that you left the tavern, but you left the tavern well before when these individuals were killed.
We were also with the night archivist and the commander, and DM above. Real quick, just they are supposed to be coy about the whole Mouth of Xal'Zul thing. Was that like, were we, or is this like open knowledge, or is this something that we are supposed to keep to ourselves? That we were told by.
I probably wouldn't want to scare the living crap out of the entire population of the Underdark.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if this was something that we were allowed, like if they were like.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's probably
openly, but,
probably a semi-secret right now.
Ferric kind of stands there and looks at the council and says, "In fact, we are not only not murderers, but we have been brought here by our superiors to, in fact, help you all make contact with the top side, as we ourselves do not come from the Underdark. Eldath, my deity, has guided us here to provide us with the path so that our peoples may be able to mingle and prosper, but I would hope that this court, as it may be, would not put us off on a bad foot, as I do not see myself as somebody who would. I would hope you would not view us as murderers so quickly, despite the fact that others have said that they saw us with these people last, with no other evidence to prove that we have in fact done anything. No weapons or motives or any eyewitnesses to the crime itself."
I would like you to, just you, Ferric, to roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Persuasion. Where is my persuasion? There it is. Advantage. I don't know why that did a blind roll, but
Okay, I got it. The gentleman with the books looks over at you. That's enough from you. The rest of you, what do you have to say for yourselves?
Well, let's see. Out of character, I will try to say it as much as I can remember from the past sessions. Well, for me, I was in the in this shop. I can't remember the name of the shop. They sold magical items, flasks, all that. So if you go ask the owner of that shop, they can tell me I had the alibi there, and from there
you were there this morning. We're worried about 6 o'clock this morning until 9 a.m.
6 o'clock. Okay. Well, we spent out of character. Just to quickly remind me, we were with the Tam for like the whole day. No.
No, you've only been with her for a couple hours.
Yeah,
Couple hours. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys, we'll go back again. It's been a while. You guys woke up. You went to you met with the three amigos. you went to the hut. You saw some mysterious footprints. You went in, talked to Tim and Igra. Then you left, went and got the map. And you went back in. You failed to keep a binding, and then you left, went to the church to try to protect the second binding. As you were entering the church area, you got the word from Spider that they were dead. That's what.
Okay.
A quick recap of what happened in the previous session.
Okay. Right. Well, we spend most of our time doing errands to deliver this this thing to Tam, and then return back to the tavern to get back our side of the transaction to completed. And once that was done, we returned back to Tam to perform a religious ritual. So we spend most of our time with them. If you ask around, you will see that we have alibi, and nowhere along those time frames were we with those two murdered individuals. So it's impossible for us to be the murderers. It's just logically.
Okay. I would like you
doesn't
to
hold up.
roll a gonna go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
I'm gonna use the inspiration I have to have advantage on this.
Okay.
Let's see.
Choo choo. And you looking over at you, Felzik. You're the only one that looks like you belong down here. What are you doing hanging out with these topsiders?
He's gonna slightly blush and say, "Oh, that is very nice of you, but I come from the surface. We've come down here as a group to make contact on behalf of the upper side. And I have proof of that." And he's gonna pull out his coins that are, look very different from the ones from below. He's gonna say, "We came down here for my companions say it's true. We came here for contact, and we only met up with them to purchase a map." And he's the map that we actually bought from them. Remind me, what happened to it? Did it transform into
You guys burned it.
Okay,
so you don't have a map to give them for evidence right now.
I have a map to give them for evidence. A deep dark map. Oh, sorry, no, the folded vein map. I'm gonna present.
Yeah.
They found
okay, that
map. Yeah, and I'm gonna use deception to try to convince them that we want this map.
Okay, so you're gonna convince them that you bought that's the map that you got from them. Okay, go ahead and roll with disadvantage. No, go ahead and roll. Just go ahead and roll it straight.
Yeah. Since I don't have the other map, so said we bought a map from them.
Oh. And Richter, they look at you, and so you admitted that you went back to his house last night, and you were with him this morning. Why do you even bother going to his house where he was killed? Richter?
He's muted. Richter, you're
Oh,
muted.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I was muted. Why did I go there to his house? I was trying to make sure. They were afraid of a contact they had. I believe. And so I was just trying to make sure that they were safe. And I don't think I actually entered his home. I just came to the front step.
You see them huddle, bent over, talking to each other. Doing some whispering. The guard makes a hand motion to some of the city watch that are behind you. Two of them leave the room that you're in and disappear. And you see the dwarf in front of you just kind of rat-a-tat-tatting his fingers on the table in front of him. Give us a few. Let us think about this.
I totally forgot those guys.
If you have a cleric who can cast the cannot lie in this zone spell, I forgot, it's Zone of Truth or whatever it was called. You can, I give my consent if you cast it on me, you'll see that I'm not lying.
Or speak with the dead, you could speak with them.
If you can give me during the night to rest, I can prepare speak with dead, I believe. So that we can actually get direct answers from the dead themselves.
The darker skinned gentleman looks at you when you say this and goes, I don't think we're going to let a topsider potentially desecrate a body of one of ours.
I would never do such a thing. In fact, I would offer afterwards to provide a ceremony so that we could do a proper burial for all of them.
Okay, let me do this, and we're gonna do
What do you mean?
you see the guy, the darker skinned gentleman, kind of nod a little bit, and he reaches into his robe. And as he reaches into his robe, he grabs a quill and a jar of ink out of it, sets it on the table, and nods at you, Theric. I understand. There's truth in all of your words, or at least desperation that smells like it. More to the point, we lack better options. And he sighs. Very well, you'll not be imprisoned, but you will remain in Blackwater's jurisdiction under binding observation. At this time, the guards walk back in. They are carrying 6 sets of... should be able to show image. I gotta put it in a dang journal. I wish that D&D would let me show images from items. Um,
Hmm.
6 sets of those. These devices will ensure your continued cooperation. In return, find us the truth and make sure it doesn't come at the cost of more lives. And what these items are writs of binding light. And I will. Oops, I got to do it this way. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, siete. There are faintly glowing bands of silver and obsidian. They get clasped around your ankle and sealed by arcane decree. Once activated by a magistrate or appointed authority, they bind its wearer. Basically, it gives your location. The script will glow whenever you attempt to lie, flee the jurisdiction, or tamper with the device. Should you remove beyond the sanctioned boundary, it will emit a radiant pulse and immediately alerts the designated wardens. If you're within 10 miles of it, of the location of the guy who's got control of it, you try to tinker with it, it'll immediately give a warning. You cannot benefit from invisibility or teleportation while you have the item on you. And if it's broken, it immediately sends a sending message to the magistrate who binds it.
How long are we expected to wear these items?
So they haven't put them on you yet. You find us the killer, we'll remove them. Otherwise, you're bound.
Sorry.
We'd like you to remain within the jurisdiction of Blackwater Cavern.
Forever. And what if the killer has left and we're just expected to stay here, despite the fact that the killer is outside of wherever this location is?
Find us proof of a different killer, and then we shall have discussion. But for now, seeing that you are topsiders by your own admission, and the first ones that have been here in over half a decade, we have to take some precautions.
Right. Okay. And just to be clear here, while we are doing the murder investigation that you are supposed to do, are we going to have one of you helping us? Or are we expected to do the whole job ourselves?
We can provide assistance, but as it's not our heads that require the cleansing, but yours, I think it would be on you to seek these out. We are continuing investigation, but like we said, you're the only ones that have... You're the ones that have been mentioned. No other people have been mentioned having conversations with these individuals recently.
Feld is going to raise his hand and going to say, you said that you don't want us to touch the bodies, but could you tell us how they actually died? It may point us in the right direction of the
Well,
killer.
I think he meant it to not touch the bodies in the sense of casting Speak with the Dead. I think
Guys,
it would be
actually,
fine if you-
I have a different thing. I did something I didn't realize. DM, when is the level up happening? Is this? Have we leveled up officially yet? Are we?
You will be leveling up right after you leave the city hall.
Okay. Cool. Because upon level up, I'll get Zone of Truth. So, that'll solve most of our problems.
I still don't think they're going to let us go until we find the killer.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
pretty
these
sure
guys,
that
these
they
guys,
could cast Zone of Truth themselves, but
They already did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
then-
these guys basically showed their work on us. You know, they're like like we don't want to do the paperwork. You do it for us.
They're like-
We will let you go.
It's basically guilty and proven innocent, and we have to do our own legwork to prove
Yeah,
that we're
this is-
innocent. Great.
Yeah, being an underground section, I guess they work a bit different, in the justice system. It's fine.
Who-
It's fine. We'll get
Who
over it.
knew that we would need an underdark lawyer going into this session? We'll have to get a business card during our travels.
Falzik, you had one job and you failed, my man.
We will provide you access to the bodies at the morgue, which is downstairs. We just ask that
We won't cast magic on them.
yeah, but you can, do what you need to do to investigate their causes of death. Yes, the darker skinned gentleman says, yes, you may. You need to cast Speak with Dead on them.
I don't
but
actually have
again-
Speak with Dead, by the way. I was mistaken.
Um,
Keith. Sorry.
Oh damn.
But again, any information you can find or provide to us that can totally shift any blame away from you guys would be well in the cause. And like you said, you're trying to open relations with the top side. That would be your way to ingratiate us with it.
Right. Well, Vezir looks at the others and says, I don't see many options here. I guess it's time to shackle ourselves.
Yeah, I think it's best we solve this murder and be on our way. Or at least solve this murder. Attempt to. I mean, this seems like a good way to build good relations here. At least if we're able to take in the right direction, despite the wrong step that we took here. It seems like with us being charged with murder.
And
Yeah.
let's be honest, stopping Agent of Xal'Zul probably is best for everyone.
We can't tell them that.
What was
Yeah,
what was the
whispering
time
cat.
frame on those the rituals? Like they are weakening by day, right? They are weakening by the days.
The timeline, they know one has totally failed. Then the one that you tried to do failed. So two of them have failed. It's not necessarily a day by day thing happening. It's as something they're failing because something else around them is causing something to happen. It's not on a set timeline. But as things as they fail, it makes it easier for others to fail.
Right. Okay. And these guys also know it's happening.
They don't necessarily. These people in front of you don't necessarily know anything like that's happening.
Okay, I see. Well, I feel like. Can you give us a moment, please?
Yes.
Well, we'll be free to, once we're shackled, to just go about town, right? We're basically got like an electric fence that we got to stay inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just ankle monitors with,
Yeah.
some extra fun stuff associated.
I was just saying that we can step away for a moment and discuss ourselves if we want to tell these guys that a demon that is bound in their underdark is slowly releasing. If you want to, I want to discuss that with you guys. See if you want to reveal it to them. Yeah, because these guys are on a timer.
I don't know. They seem to handle just one couple people being murdered pretty poorly. How do you think they're going to handle having a demon underneath everything?
Yes, in worst case scenario, we will still be the ones responsible for finding the person, so nothing would have changed.
Right.
I think telling them is possibly a good idea. It is worth, is not I hate the idea of these people not knowing what's underneath them and it possibly coming back to biting them. But maybe we table it for now and try to figure out what's going on with these murders, because this might reveal other information that we are not privy to. as I get the sense that there's something that amiss in this town that we are not, that I can't quite put my finger on. I don't know what it is.
I agree.
Alright,
These
alright,
doors were
sounds
set up for
fair.
some reason. We should find out what before we do leave.
Hmm. Okay, alright. Wizard's gonna reach for one of the shackles and start putting it on.
All right. Ferric gets himself into the handcuffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the shackle around
This,
his neck.
the session
Around
took
his
a
neck.
interesting turn. The entire party's been chained up.
Hey, at least we're not being executed, right?
Yeah.
You see,
I
most
kinda
go around your neck.
if we like prove our innocence, I kinda expect a payment for the work we have done. By virtue of doing your work, you know, to prove just our innocence and also discover the murder mystery.
Well, let's under promise and over deliver. How does that sound, Vezzer?
Yeah. Sounds reasonable.
So we head off to the murder scene, I guess, first to go see if we
Well,
can get any
no,
clues.
no.
You had
we
mentioned you
have
wanted to look
the
at the bodies.
yeah, exactly. But
Yes.
these are under in the same building, so let's go check the bodies.
So while you guys are getting escorted down to check the bodies, we're going to take a short break. I am going to do your imports to level 3. We're going to verify everything transferred over, and then we will begin again. So I'm going to go let my dogs out really quick, and I'll be right back to do the transfer in.
Level 3, boys. We did it.
Okay, I'm done with the dogs. Now let me get your character sheets open. Barrick, are you good for an import? No here, Ferric. So let's go to Richter. Are you good for an import? Okay. Yes. You're gonna go ahead and have it as one of your learn spells. Just don't prepare it for the day. Well, yeah, that's right. But don't not pick it just for something that's going to be a temporary inconvenience. Okay.
I think pick something a bit more impactful.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the spells are gonna sync well, and it's not like gonna erase some of the additional spells I scribed to my book once it like gets stuff from D&D Beyond. I'm
Yeah.
kind of scared that's gonna happen.
Let's take mirror image actually.
Okay, let me see. Ignore items on character sheet that have not been imported from D&D Beyond. This will remove items that have been. But we'll keep items added to the character within Foundry. Okay. So I think I have a way of preventing that from occurring when it comes time to do that import.
Felzik is ready to be imported whenever you.
Okay, let's cross our fingers. Speaker Felzik, open. In D&D Beyond, we want to in features, options, okay, sources, automation, and we go here and click cross our fingers. Character must be set to public in order to be accessible.
That's weird.
On Foundry or
On D&D Beyond. Let me try this again.
I said it's public now. I had it set on campaign.
Crossing our fingers.
Yep, it worked. And it imported my my spells for my subclass too. That's nice.
Okay.
Did mine go through? I just got back. I
So
wasn't sure what we were doing.
I was waiting to get your word to do it, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Somebody's panicking. Options. Got those checked. Sources I don't care about.
Oh, sorry.
Is someone pressing a
Yeah.
alarm button?
Yeah.
I'm pressing X and it's doing that. I don't know why.
That's the
trying to
hey, you're doing something I don't want you to talk about type of thing to stop me.
Okay.
So
just-
Ferric, we're across. Oh, Ferric, you need to set your character to public,
Okay, give me a second here. Let me do that.
and then once I get it imported, you could unset it. What's your condition there? You are exceeding your carrying capacity there, Felzik.
Me.
Oh, that's what you get for being a hoarder.
Yeah, right. Let me see. What is too much for me? Oh, it's because you added the. No, that isn't it. But
All right, I'm good to go.
I see it. I think it pulled in your equipment again.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go, Ferric. 1,
Alright, I guess I'll just do these
2,
things and throw- find my reference. Let's look at-
and you should be updated, Ferric.
Cool. I am good to go. Yep, I see all my stuff.
Okay, Richter, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Ba-dum-bum. Let's make sure that none of the buttons have to change again. Click. You need to set your character to public.
Set my character to public.
Yeah, in D&D Beyond, you click on edit and then scroll down, and there's an option to set it on public. Did you find it? If you did not find it, I can show it to you.
Oh, public. I found it.
Okay.
Alright, that should work.
Getting character. Let me try this again. No cobalt token. What? I just imported.
Alright, my weight should be good now. I think everything's in order.
Let me go here. Configure settings. D&D Beyond.
Ba-dum-ba-da-bum.
Okay. I'm trying to. Let's see. Open the inspector, F12. You go to D&D Beyond. 2, application. 3, expand cookies. I've
Eric,
got.
you know that
Find and export D&D Beyond.
Ferric, you know
Cobalt.
that the clerics have all access to all their spell slots, right? You just prepare every long rest, the ones you want from the list.
You talking about the ones that I always have prepared as a cleric, or are you talking about
No.
that I always have the cleric list and I just need to
Yeah,
switch
you
around during
just
long rests?
yeah. The way clerics work is that they always have access to their spell list. They just each
Yeah,
long
yeah.
they choose. Yeah.
So I just need to. I have everything in my effectively spell book. I just need to prepare them accordingly,
exactly.
depending on what we want to use.
Yeah.
But
So I don't know if speak with dead is like second or third level, but yeah.
it is 3rd level. I do not
Yeah.
have Speak with Dead.
When you said you had Speak with Dead, I was like, oh shoot. Damn,
No,
boy,
I was mistaken. I thought it was a 2nd level spell off the top of my head for some reason, but as soon as I looked it up, obviously it's a 3rd level spell, so that was my bad. I wish I had 3rd level spell.
Yay! Richter
dope.
is done. And
Which role
now
did you take, Richter?
Just some melee stuff and the silver barbs.
you ready?
Oh,
We got silvery barbs. Nice.
You ready, Vezir?
Yeah, I should be.
Cross our fingers. Yeah, for some reason it dumped the token that I had to have saved in between character 2 and 3 import. Vezir, you should be done.
Let's check. I did not update my hit points because I'm going to roll the hit dice in chat here.
Yep, that's fine.
So it's a 1d6. We reroll the ones, right?
Yeah,
had to roll
reroll
for
ones. Yep.
Can I roll my hit die? Is that allowed? I thought I just assumed you were doing average. I didn't realize. I forgot that we had.
Yeah, you could roll and reroll
rates.
one. So Vezir, add 5 to your temp and max, to your hit points and your max.
1 second. How do I?
Move the average.
Here, wait. I'm trying to find how to update my hit point. Hit die.
Yeah, click that. Okay, click the little gear underneath your hit points on your character sheet.
Oh, yep, thanks. So,
so you're
Current
gonna
hit point.
add 5 to your current hit points. So I make it 17.
Yeah, exactly. 17.
All right, I want
Because I was 11 before.
I'm risking it. I want to roll as well for hit die this level. All right.
So you got the average. We basically got the average, both of us.
I don't think mine changes, does it?
So
that's my +1 to for my being a
concentration
dwarf
modifier.
Yeah, so I get +8 from the 19, so yeah, it would be 27 anyway. So I'm exactly where I was before.
Okay.
I believe. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, DM.
I think you are. Trying to figure out what. Why it says Felzik is
A level 19 character.
so Richter is
Felzik has been possessed by a greater demon, a demon, and now level 19.
All right, I will have to do a maximum override.
Okay.
All right, I changed my hit point manually, so it will no longer consider like my constitution and me being a wizard. So I will manually keep track of my maximum hit point from now on.
Okay, I think we are good. And you guys are ready to go downstairs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, as a reminder, there were 3 couriers. The first one was Scraps. He was the goblin. There was Relic, which was a tiefling, and Viscera, which was an elf.
And Viscera actually lived longer than the other two. She didn't die with them, if I recall.
No, the first two were Scraps and Relic were killed, and then she was not at the same location with your spider.
Yeah.
She had left. Your spider saw the other two go dead. But spider did not see her. Slump forward and basically, because it was with Scraps.
Yeah.
Your spider saw that it basically looked like it was going around one of the underground tree-like things and kind of slumped to the ground right then and there in a pool of blood.
Gotcha. Okay, so after we're done with bodies, he'll summon the familiar to lead us back to where they died to investigate the crime scene.
Okay.
It just slumped forward in a pool of blood.
So,
What the hell?
so as you are investigating, so which one do you want to look at first?
I would like to make, for starters, a medicine check on both of them. Just to like,
So
kind of do like a.
There are 3 bodies here.
I guess one of them I would like to do a medicine check on just to see if kind of what is actually happening here is true. Like the cause of death, as to what the people in the council were saying is.
I'm gonna help Ferric with that as well, so I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
Let me see. Medicine check with advantage.
Definitely
So a
18.
18. Would I be able to give myself guidance as well while it's happening, or is that not allowed?
Sure, if you want to.
For myself, see if we can get big 21.
Two of the 3 are extremely obvious how they died. One's throat was slit. The other one appears to have taken a crossbow bolt to the back. The third one, you really can't quite tell. I'll get you a description. Just some sort of a deep abdominal wound not made by a blade. So for Scraps, his throat was slit. Relic, the tiefling, bolt wound to the spine. It looked to appear to probably at point blank range. And the elf, deep abdominal wound that does not appear to have been made by a blade.
Okay.
I tell the party all this information, and I kind of look to Vezzer. Vezzer, do you have anything you'd like to ascertain from these bodies?
Yes. If you actually give me like half an hour, I can cast Identify on each corpses. If there are lingering magic on these corpses, either anything it might help. Identify will uncover it, just to be safe and thorough. And in the meantime, you guys can also continue examining them. So I will ritualistically start casting Identify.
Okay.
Richter, Felzik, is there anything you have any thoughts from you two as to about these bodies?
They were killed in very mortal ways. I was expecting something more eldritch.
Yeah,
Perhaps
this
we are dealing with a cult.
seems to be more like assassins possibly killed them than some
Yes,
sort of creature.
definitely something done by the hands of a mortal. Maybe
Do we know who gave them the job, their job that they were on?
They told us that it was mysteriously slipped into their the delivery boys. Wait, let me look up his name. Scraps parcel for deliveries, but they did not know who had given it to them.
I feel like that has to be our first and best lead as to who might have killed them. It seems like somebody's tying up loose ends, if you're asking me.
Could very well be the case, yeah.
No, we might actually want to also get a witness list of people who saw us, because perhaps people related to these assassinations also claimed that we were the ones behind it to cover their own tracks.
That's very true. We could possibly they could be putting it on us. And these
It's very
people may
peculiar
not have
that all the
actually.
guards. Yeah, it was very peculiar. All the guards were waiting for us, like they knew we went down there. The only person who would have saw us would have been someone who was tracking us and had known we had gone down in that specific crypt.
It's actually pretty smart.
I have my moments.
Okay, I would like. While
That's going on, while we're talking and Vezer is doing his thing, I don't know if I don't want to have to say I do another medicine check, but I would like to like continue to examine the bodies and not just like stand there and dawdle.
Nope, that's what I'm having each of you roll one of those. We're going to be doing 2 rounds of those checks.
I'm going to give myself guidance during this.
Ferric, roll a d6. For as you're investigating the bodies for Viscera, Viscera, the elf, you notice her neck bears a faint sigil branded post-mortem, a broken chalice in red ink, the Black Sepulchre's calling mark.
Can I make a religion check on that? The Black Sepulchre.
Yes.
That sounds like some sort of cult. I do show this clue to everybody beforehand before I
Okay.
So that we all can see what's happening, and I'm gonna spam guidance as well. Can. So a 15.
15. Yes, you definitely have some recollection of them. Basically a cult devoted to Orcus. Going back to that first set of rolls, I would like Felzik to roll a d6. That deep abdominal wound, you've seen stuff like this before. Yes, it was not a blade, but you believe that it was probably caused by some sort of summoned creature.
Yeah, he'll share that. The more I look at this wound, the more it looks like it was done by a creature more than metal. A creature of magic. Another one.
And then we'll do our last set of investigation checks on this and see if we get any more clue rolls. Beric and Vezir. Oh, Vezir and Vezir, since we've already done 5 or 6, Vezir, just roll a d4 since those are the only ones remaining. A 4.
Literally got 6, 5, 4, 3.
Relic, the tiefling, had a partially burnt piece of parchment stuck to like the edge of his boot heel that you pull it out. After cleaning it up, it was burned. After cleaning it up a little bit, you see the words, "They saw too much, move the beacon, then burn the route. Dustfall repeats."
All right. Well, I'll show this to the others.
I think this all but confirms our suspicions, does it not? That they're clearly tying up loose ends. This, whatever this black sepulcher is.
It does. Did I uncover any lingering magic on these corpses after casting Identify on them?
No.
Okay. Well, I think we've done most we can investigating, doing a post-mortem on these corpses.
Yeah, I think at best we go to the crime scene now to see if we could possibly pick up any clues to
And
track
This
the balance.
with that, your spider definitely gets you very, very close to. Need to look at that map. They get you close. It's like 2 to 3 blocks away from where Scraps' house actually was. You immediately recognize the area, Richter. You walked near it when you were walking to Scraps' house to meet him. The city watch that goes with you to show you where they got the 3 bodies. It's about a block and a half away is where Viscera's body was. And then closer to the house is where the other 2 bodies were. And he leaves you guys on your own. And we are going to do the same type of thing as you guys investigate the site of the bodies. So let's do this. We're gonna do body search.
I will, once we're inside the crime scene, I will actually use my new feature from leveling up, and I will cast Detect Magic as an innate innate spellcasting. Jesus, that was loud.
Makes me want to roll some of my spells. We'll see if they do sound.
Yeah. Fire pulsing with magic energy, flying up, and his eyes are full of light.
Yeah.
One rich
I
What's he
start
doing?
floating up in the air a little bit as my hair floats. Yeah. I don't know if the detect magic is gonna help anyway, but might as well cast it.
Oh, fuck yeah. I rolled a
Nice.
nat 20, but I'm also going to roll with guidance. Big old 21.
And I need to.
Okay, it keeps on going.
Yeah, I know.
Simulation's
We
not
are
gonna
going
stop.
to. It's because it has 10 minutes. I'm gonna get rid of this. Let me open up sequencer. And
I'm just pulsing on you guys without your consent.
Let's be
Yeah.
honest, I don't like that. I don't like
we are gonna click that one. And that one. And that one. Hey! There we go. I'll figure out how to make it only cycle
There we
through
go.
once instead of for the
There we
whole
go.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
The crime scene basically is a side trail branching off from the main footpaths between the chapel and the town's lower tier. This path is normally only used by kids, messengers, supply type runners. Narrower path. The clearing when you get there is unnaturally quiet. The tree-like fungal shrubbery, it's gnarled and clawed. I still need Richter to make a roll.
Oh, I didn't see that for me. Oh, not an advantage. Oh my god.
11 plus your modifier.
Ferric, at the location where Scraps was killed, it looks like he just slumped over. It appears that there was zero signs of struggle whatsoever there. But deep within the mud, where the footprints are there, you do see a broken pin that's embedded in the mud near where the body was found.
I pick this up and show this to everyone. My pin. This. Do I recognize anything about it? Like, is it like I obviously I know what it looks like, but is it do I know what organization it belongs to, or is this seem like it belongs to the Black Sepulchre?
We're going to.
I did roll a nat 20, so I hope
Well,
you
the
let me
nat-
know what else I get. Best.
Well, the
yeah,
nat 20 is what you found it.
okay. I'm just being greedy, I'll admit. Recheck. Okay. Can I give myself guidance for this as well?
Sure.
Or no?
Go ahead.
Big, aggressive.
4.
13.
13. Nope. Never seen anything like it whatsoever in your life.
Do you show it to us?
Yeah, I show it to everybody. Does anybody else recognize this?
Yeah, can we make check as well, Jim?
Yeah, let's.
We're going to make it really simple. This is an Underdark symbol that none of you would have seen before in your life.
Okay.
It's from the Deep Dark.
We can show this to the to
Uh,
officials.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was
This
just
town
that was
guards here, right?
that.
Watch
Well, no, they showed you where the location with and left you on your own. You guys are you're on a long leash. You're not on a short leash. Flip a coin, Richter. 1d2. Roll a 1d2.
Tails.
Boing.
A 1. At the location where Relic was, which was kind of near where Scraps was, you find a blunted blackened crossbow bolt with jagged scoring. On it. And we're going to do our last set of investigation checks for this region. And we're going to go shift.
Do I sense anything with detect magic? It's 30 feet
Yeah, I'm
radius.
I'm
or,
reading my
sorry,
notes to see
50.
No. Your detect magic does not pick up anything.
Okay.
And I'm going to click request.
I need to roll good at some point.
I'm gonna give myself guidance as per usual. Ugh, I can't roll above a 12.
Okay, we'll start with
Richter,
Bezer. As when you cast your detect magic, you didn't find anything necessarily magical, but you find what appears to be the remnants of. Let me get it on you. A faint circle of bone ash and dried root consistent with a low-tier summoning ritual. It's no longer magical, but it appears that some sort of summoning ritual was performed nearby where the elf Visra was killed.
Can I make a check to see what kind of a thing might have been summoned based on the ritual's composition?
We will get to that in a minute. Richter.
Yep.
You notice at the same location where that body was found for the elf Visra. You find a smear of blood that forms a spiral that looks very similar to the spiral that was on that pin that was found with the first body. So what I need you guys to do is I'm gonna put 4 different checks into chat. Each person must do 1 check and no repeats for these 4 checks: Arcana, Religion, Survival, and Insight.
I'll take the Arcana because I have expertise in it.
I'll take religion.
Okay.
I'm shit at both of them, so you get to pick which one you want.
Sorry, which ones were religion and what else was already taken?
Arcana and Religion. Yeah, Arcana and Religion are gone.
Get the other two wisdoms.
Great. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the rest. I'll take insight. Insight.
Okay.
I guess I'm survival.
Okay. So just go ahead and from your character sheets, roll the check that you picked. Ouch, that felt good.
It's one of our big hitters too.
Why is that? Why was that hidden?
Can't believe I rolled
I
that
think-
one.
did I have- I think I
Ooh,
used
big
that
money
last
there,
time.
Vezzer.
Rolled.
I think insight is a set to GM private
Yeah.
automatically.
Yeah.
That's why it is.
What did I get?
We'll figure it out. Vezzer.
What?
Answering your question that you had earlier, based off of your roll, you determined that the sigils and glyphs are used in Orcus Link sacrifice rituals, not divine bindings.
Orcus again.
And for our insight check, that was Mr. Richter Stone. You put in, after looking at all three of the bodies and the locations where the bodies were, you figure out the victims were killed in a coordinated strike, not spontaneous violence, suggesting inside knowledge of their route and timing.
All right. Is like we further investigate. Wizard is gonna look at the others and say, based on what I understand of this ritual, sigils and glyphs on the ground, it is Orcus linked. It's a sacrifice-based ritual, which means whatever happened to these guys, well, it probably involves the cult of Orcus.
So there is a ritual that, or a cult that is lurking beneath this town.
An Orcus cult.
I wonder
Um,
if part of me wonders if we are, if we present this evidence to the council, how do we not know that the council's already not in like cahoots with this Orcus cult? They're just,
corrupt.
they're just trying to pin us on us so that like,
I
the public
think-
has somebody is like they think they're safe type deal.
I think if they wanted to put it on us, they would already done so, ignoring any kind of logical defense we
Sure,
put
I
in.
guess they would not have given us as big a leash as well if they really
Mm.
wanted us to take the fall for it.
Think about it. They said that they didn't want us to defile the bodies, then allowed us to do what we wanted with it. Perhaps there are corrupt people part of the cult on the council watching the move, and they're using us to solve this mystery because they cannot themselves.
Oh, and Eric has recollects also that one of the Durgars showed me a symbol of Eldath, so I would feel pretty comfortable with knowing that he is actually a good person, knowing he's another follower.
I mean, I feel like we should keep it at a need by need basis of revealing information to whom. I think the two officials, who set us on this, is probably trustable enough that we can explain what we found to them. But yeah, I think there might be some level of corruption beyond like the higher up in the government here. So
Maybe it's not those people we were talking to that were involved, but it might be somebody else.
Exactly. But well, I think based on what we found here, it might be worth also going to their, because you felt like you send your spider after them, and Richter, you escorted them back to their dwelling, so you know the location of where they stayed, slept.
That's a good point. We should go see if there's any clues as to their associations with these
Exactly.
people there. That's a good idea, Vezzer.
There might be papers, some hidden compartments, something that might help us beyond what we just figured out. But the fact that this Orcus linked ritual is here makes me think that I mean, they were up in the surface as well. So
Yeah,
this
or-
cult is going wide. Whatever they are doing, it's ambitious in scope.
DM, I have a question. Orcus, does he fall on the Pantheon thing? Like the Pantheon,
He
of
is.
like I know
He
you like what all like the deities that are connected, whatnot that you have.
he is not
I
an.
don't see him.
He is not a deity. He would fall underneath the weird spelled ones at the end, as he resides in the abyss. I believe, let me open my obsidian and go to deities really quick. I think I actually have him listed as a. He's just listed as a demon lord.
Okay. Well, Ferric is deeply concerned about the knowing that Orcus has spread not just is a serious problem, his followers on the top side, but now underneath here, and they seem to be the fact that they were involved in sending this message to the people who are also doing like the mouth of the Xal'Zul stuff. It all seems that there's some serious plot at hand here, and we just seem to have been caught up into it and possibly been trying to make scapegoats. And we need to. This is quite dangerous, I fear.
Yeah, I agree with your assessment. Let's go to their house, investigate
Yeah.
that place as well, and then if we do not find any more pointers to go investigate, we can return to the officials and show what we found to them.
Worked for me.
I think that is a good idea.
Okay,
Good
so
thing I'm
you're
a wizard.
heading towards his house.
Yep.
And considering that the detect magic is up for like 10 minutes,
Yep.
in
You will.
case like it's still
Yeah. So one thing you notice immediately, I'm going to advance the clock 5. One thing you notice immediately, Richter, when you get to the house is that the door is unlocked and none of the latches are broken. You remember him going through multiple locks and latches to unlock the door when you were there before.
Right.
None of them are broken, but the door is unlocked. That's the first thing you notice immediately when you get there. As you open up the door, you do notice that the place has been ransacked. Stuff is all over the place. It's a very small room, 10 by 10-ish, smaller than most regular bedrooms are in the States. And with the accuracy of your guys' checks before, I'm not going to have you roll for this one, but you, near the door, outside and inside, as a group, I'm going to put it for Richter, you guys find some caked greenish soil that does not appear native to anywhere near where you've been inside this town. The color is off. It's not something that you recognize in first entering from the Iron Root Forest area, the traveling you went to stay at the inn, or anything like that. The green color is just something weird.
this is something Richter did not see before.
He saw that. No, this is something new.
Okay.
This is something that stands. I'll just say it's something that stands out as you're doing this investigation.
Okay. Does my detect magic pick up magic from it?
Nope. And your detect magic does not pick up anything magical.
Okay.
I'd like all of
I
you to
will-
roll. I'd like all of you to roll a d20 really quick. Just a flat d20. We're having rollies here.
Digging it up immediately when she say it's not magical.
Barrick, since you run the rollsies, something that strikes you as odd is that neither with the stuff that was with the bodies in the morgue or here or at the murder sites, you see no evidence of the satchel that he basically has been hugging every time you've seen him. The satchel is missing.
I do not see the satchel, anybody. I do not see the satchel. Does anybody see it around here? I believe.
Are we inside the house right now?
Yeah, you're inside out. It's a 10-foot by 10-foot room. You're right outside or inside, depending upon however you guys want to say that.
Okay. I mean, from the cursory look I can give, I don't see the satchel. It might have been taken or it might be hidden, but you said he never left it behind, so it's probably taken. Give me a moment. I'll still check for if there are hidden compartments inside this, inside this room dwelling. Just want to make sure
Well,
that it's not
it's-
hidden.
If it was ransacked, I mean, somebody came here looking for something.
Oh, yeah, this place is. I mean, this place is.
So I wonder
looks
what
like
they were.
kind of
Were they
ransacked.
here? Were they here for that satchel to begin with, or is there another reason why somebody would come here and ransack this place?
Exactly. So I will. This especially why I want to investigate this place, see if there's any hidden compartments in it.
Go ahead and roll that check.
Can I assist you?
Sure, with advantage then.
Can I give guidance?
Sure, why not?
Oh,
All right, we roll 1d4 for guidance. All right, nice. That helps. So 19.
You don't find any secret doors or any secret hatches. But as you investigate around looking for those, you do notice that there are in some of the books that are tossed about on the floor, there are empty spots where they have been, looks like they have been previously used for hiding objects. Like when the books are on the bookshelf, you can put something in the book. Basically, they're hollowed out boxes that look like books more than actually being books. You find 3 of them that are that way, that are all empty. But no signs of doors or hatches or anything like that. That's the only secret weird thing that you found while doing a deeper investigation of the ransacking.
Okay, interesting. So I'll show these findings to others and be like, so whatever was inside here, it's gone.
I wonder what he was holding on to. I thought the map and that key was all he had.
Well, they were talking about some beacon in that small note we found. I think there must be something else. Otherwise, why, I don't know. I feel like there has to be something
That's
else
strange.
that is thereafter.
So, he makes you think he came across something and he was supposed to deliver, but didn't.
Mm.
This weird soil we found at the entrance, it might come in handy. I will take a vial of
Okay.
it in case we might find a use for it later on.
So now,
Uh,
I guess the real question is what do we or don't we share with the council people?
Well, I think whatever we share, we should share it with I can't remember their name, the two guys who got us on this, the officials.
They never
We should
gave
share
you
the
the
information
names.
with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so those two strangers, who seems to be on a more personal level involved with like the safety of this place. I think we can share the information with them, but let's refrain from sharing anything with council members. We can leave it at their own discretion to share any information we give it to them with for them to like decide if they want to share it with someone else.
Felzik will say, there may be people listening in. I can tell them mentally, telepathically, give them the information so that no other ears are privy to the information.
Yeah, that works fine. That works wonderful. I don't know. I think it should be fine.
When dealing with Orcus, I think it best for us to play our cards close to our chest. They are known to use quite the underhanded methods, so I would not want to put ourselves too far out there and into danger.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but to an extent we need to share what we found with someone.
I like Felzik's idea of using assuming that message is what you have to talk to them.
Right. Well, this place doesn't really have anything else to offer us. Seems like we found everything of interest here. Did our investigation involve like going around the perimeter of this building, or is it like if it's assumption that we did not do that, I will also do that. Just go around the place, make sure there's nothing
My only
behind.
other thought was possibly going. Let's go. I know it was brought up earlier, so we should go talk to the people, like either the witnesses or maybe we should talk to other locals, possibly to
Yeah, that's
gather
also a good
information.
idea. That's
For
also a good idea.
witnesses, maybe that we could talk to the people that claim to have seen us, especially the ones that going into the crypt themselves.
Is there? Oh, also talking about witnesses, is there any kind of a building that directly looks towards this one, like another apartment or a house
No,
that has like windows?
his house is basically like a shack in a bunch of back alleys. There isn't really any other buildings or windows facing it.
Okay. Did we see any homeless person?
Not in the vicinity. Once you guys went off the main road through the pathways where they led you to where the bodies were, no. Pretty much
Okay.
I haven't seen anybody in this general area.
Okay. Yeah, looks like our best bet will be to question these guys who supposedly saw us last time with them. I mean, there's some truth to that if they only seen us with them in the tavern, but still, it's worth questioning, I guess. But these witnesses, we don't know who these witnesses are, so we will still need to go back and talk with those two officials, and then we can get from them, who they spoke to.
Okay. You guys heading back to
The cops.
So you're heading back to City Hall. You guys there. Uh, ba-da-ba-ba. You find the name of my group. You're able to find anything out? Get rid of these monitors?
Right. So we discovered a decent amount of clues and other details, and Wizard is gonna give like a summary of all the stuff. Oh, well, actually, we decided that Felzik is gonna do it telepathically. So yeah, you go ahead, Felzik.
Yeah, so Felzik is going to what is it? Make a mental connection one at a time with each of them. I can't roll the I just roll this by itself. Roll it. Display in chat. And kind of just communicate the things that we did find. We believe to sum it up, we believe that it is the cult of the what's the name of it? The Black Sepulchre?
Okay.
No, I'm asking that.
Yes.
What's the name of the cult?
Black Sepulchre.
Yeah. Yeah, the Black Sepulchre working on the intentions of Orcus, that those three were killed in parts of a ritual of some sorts, or to clean up loose ends. We saw remains of that the one of the wounds was made by a summoned creature, and that another death looks like the remains of a ritual spell or a summoning spell of a creature.
When the word Orcus goes out of your mind into their minds, we're going to play that says that you could do both of them simultaneously for flavor purposes. You see them both look towards each other and then nod and kind of nod at you to continue.
I would give them the entire laydown. Felzik would be kind of surprised at how easy the telepathic bond is going. But yeah, so he would relay all the information that we found that I just said. Did I leave anything out?
No, I don't think so. But I think like Wizard will also like kind of plot the vial of that green earth he found, kind of place it on the ground, and the small token thing we found that none of us recognized, also place it on the table for them to investigate. Maybe they might have something to say about those.
Okay, we open my notes. Journal, session 7. Fallout from investigation. Edit. They take the vial that you provide. The guy in the darker robes, Broshin, he takes what appears to be a very small, almost like a pocket knife or pen knife out, and scrapes a bit of it out and scrapes it across the edge of the table. He leans over and sniffs it, then licks his finger, touches it to it, and then brings it up to his nose to smell, and then puts it at the tip of his tongue. Where did you find this? Was this with the bodies, or was this at his house?
Visitor's gonna look at Felzik.
Did they ask the question out loud or mentally?
Out loud.
Felzik will. I mean, if you want to answer the question out loud, you can feel free to.
I mean, as little information as possible, you know. So I think you should say it telepathically.
So, he will communicate where we found the green soil, stating that it was the only one of its kind, that it's not magical. Said
He asked, yeah.
said we found no traces of it, and it was found with the bodies. No,
no, it's in the house, in the building.
Yeah, he will say we found it within the house. It retained no magic, but it was the only patch of its own kind.
I just reread my notes really quick. I'm gonna do one minor little retcon for you. Vezer, the pin that you found has a very slight enchantment on it.
Okay. Well, in that case, I guess while we are here, I can cast Identify on it to see what the enchantment is.
Okay. While you're going through that process to do that, and you did explain where the green stuff came from. The guy that's wearing the brown, he stands up and says, enough of this, and he casts a spell. We're protected from prying ears now. You may speak aloud. I value your discretion in talking about, letting us know this information. But you mentioned something to deal with, summoning to deal with Orcus. That is worrisome because we had thought we had rooted any followers of Orcus or the Abyss out of here after the chapel burned down having word that they're still located in or around our city is worrisome.
Razor will say, well, we actually had recent interactions with the same cult on the surface as well. So whatever is going on, it feels like it is connected, both their activities on the surface and in Underdark. These recent increased activity hints at something bad.
You had said that this is not the first time you encountered the cult of Orcus. May I ask when that happened, and was there possibly a location where they maybe had their base of operations previously?
Nothing that we can confirm, but we believe they're the ones that burnt down the chapel. There were some scratchings in the dirt that were found after the chapel had burned that seemed to indicate Orcus. We have not seen any actual concerted effort of cultish activity like recruitment or anything noticeable within town. But he points down to the soil. This is why I cast a spell. It's something I cannot say in just mental messages. This soil has been found in areas throughout the deep dark, or the down below as we call it, near ley line rupture sites and near abandoned pre-rising tunnels that led to the surface. It's found in areas that how do you say it, that are rumored to be particularly thin between the planes, or from collapse anchor points amongst the plane. Whoever tracked this must have been near one of these rupture sites and or thin spots to have been able to track that soil here.
Huh. And what do you make of this token?
What did you find that?
I also should I show the badge too that I had found?
Yeah.
That we could
Yeah.
identify.
Yeah, I think there's
I
no
pull out
point in
the
not holding up.
yeah. I pull out that brooch or badge or whatever it was that I had found as well, and I presented.
He looks at the badge. Well, whoever was wearing this, that's the mark of the couriers around here. There's been rumors that there are gangs or thugs that try to infiltrate the actual courier groups here. But we use those pins to actually mark our that these are valid couriers. Seems odd. You said it was buried in the mud?
Yes, I found this buried in the mud when near where the bodies where the murder happened.
You see a shimmer as the protective barrier around the four of you and the two of them kind of thins, and the city watch captain calls out, "Check the bodies for their courier pins, see if they have them." And then the barrier goes back up to protect you, as he yelled out to one of the guys guarding the door. And you see the guard kind of leave. You, Vezer, get the idea that some sort of illusion type magic with some other little bits tied in come from that pin. I will give you a yeah, flickering illusion plus faint enchantment aura. plus a signature of abyss-tainted enchantment glyph work are on the pin. And I will make you an item. Go here. Create item. Equipment. Create new. And since you've already identified it, we'll give you the information. Root, artwork, items. Open. What you get out of it, it appears to be a standard Courier Guild identifier, but this one will allow the bearer to bypass warded doors or wards keyed to delivery sigils, such as those protecting courier stations. It allows you to trick arcane logs and ledgers. It emits a faint psionic ping when near certain beacon fragments used to locate ley line anchors that are underground. And while attuned, no slot required if worn. You can cast Disguise Self once per long rest, but only to appear as a recognized delivery agent. And I need to undo the numbers there. Within 30 feet of an unbound leyline crystal, the badge warms faintly and pulses with green light. And once per day allows you to falsify a record glyph or ledger on success. Basically, it shows that you delivered a package properly, even if you did not deliver it as such. So we have that new item that I am putting in your inventory. And the description has been updated. And we all still there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yep.
I thought it went very quiet for a second.
Does Vezir share the information of the pin?
Vezir?
Oh, I'm muted. God damn it. Okay. I was talking to myself all this time. Okay. So yeah, I will kind of like explain what I identified of this token, so you guys can have an idea of what it might have been used for. But I mean, based on what this thing is telling me, there might have been things that are delivered that has went underneath the the magistrate's noses. Important documents that might have been faked. It doesn't bode well, It's not a good sign.
And the fact that it could target ley lines or find out where they are and chip away at them too, that is very alarming.
Vezir, you get the sense that the extra occultish type of enchantment that's on it is something separate than the initial enchantment that was on the pin, which was basically allowing somebody to trick their way into pretending to be a courier. Seems like the occultish stuff was an after effect that was added later.
Let's see. Yeah, so Wizard is gonna explain this. There's been some tinkering done on this magical item. The part of the more metaphysical parts of this trinket seems to be something done afterwards, beyond the original purpose of its creation.
Balgrin, the city watch guy, goes, well, I've heard rumors of what they call the root coil smuggling cell, not operating here, but from operating in Daggerfall Hollow and Duskwell Cavern area. Haven't had any encounterings with them here before. Typically, from what I understand from what their watch captains say, is that these root coils tend to step in when a messenger goes missing, or try to reroute entire message strings by using these forged pins.
Right. So not knowing how long this has been going on, there was a prolonged manipulation of communications done by these cultists. I guess if you can set up some kind of a team, it might be still possible that there are more of these sigils and they are still continuing to do the same thing. So if you can set up some kind of a team to just quietly observe the department that handles these kind of deliveries, you might perhaps capture a cultist watching out for the signs.
And that we will do. As the watch captain, Balgrim, goes, well, while you were out investigating, you had mentioned your alibis and stuff like that, so we went back and contacted the people that bore witness against you. We do have one now currently in the prison cells. She does not seem to be acting herself. You may recognize her as the innkeeper where you stayed last night.
Huh.
Seems like she is being controlled by something not of her own volition. We questioned her inside the zone of truth, the same that we did you when we re-questioned her. And she did all she could to evade the questions so she would not have to speak a falsehood. After about 10 minutes of this, she passed out, and we took her to the prison cell where she is currently recovering, still under some sort of gaze.
I see. So the magic on them, or whatever is making them act the way they are, still ongoing?
We believe so.
Well, the identify spell works on individuals as well as objects. So if it is a particular spell or some magical effect, I can discern the details of it for you, if you can take me to the prisoner.
Okay.
Beyond that, I don't know much else I can do against it.
You see the barrier go down slightly again, and are you all going to go down? Belgrim motions for guards to escort you down. Take him down to the prisoner, see what he can determine.
I had Ferric heads down.
Yeah,
Yeah, follow
we're
through.
going in this group.
Okay. As you guys head down stairs, you have two guards that are going down with you. The cells are slightly in the basement. The grate that's there is like right at the floor, right at the ground level, so they're just barely in a basement type area. She's the only one currently in a cell. The cell is locked. She does appear to be conscious now, just kind of sitting there with a blank stare on her face.
Okay. As Wizard approaches this old, or I say old, this tavern keeper, did we ever get their name before?
Her name was Marnie.
Marnie. Okay. So Wizard's
Marnie.
gonna, yeah. So Wizard is gonna approach Marnie, and say, "All right, this will take only 10 minutes. You
Oops.
don't have anything to be concerned about. I'll just try to discern what's been done to you." Okay. He's gonna look at others and say, "I will need to be in contact with him, with her, throughout the ritual. So if you guys can help me in case she tries to resist, you know." And then I will cast identify as a ritual on her.
Okay. And we will go.
She's conscious or unconscious, by the way?
She is
right now?
conscious, but like catatonic.
Okay.
Not really with it.
Well, while identify as being cast as a ritual, Speaker Velzik will cast Detect Thoughts, just to, even though she's catatonic, wants to deem her surface thoughts, if there's actually, any lights on in the house or not.
Okay. Yours is going to be really easy. Right now, I'm Googling what different magic things look like in the identify, but yours is going to be very easy. I have notes for that. ER campaign. And okay. Here we go. And she is going to whisper to Felzik, right?
Yeah, Felzik is casting Detect Thoughts, yeah.
So what I just whispered to you is what she gets, was what you get from her surface thoughts.
Is it like playing on repeat? Is she,
Yes,
like,
it
just
is. It's
chanting over
playing
and
on
over?
repeat. You don't see. I mean, it's like that's what's going through her mind over and over and over again.
Gonna say,
That she. I mean, it's like there are no thoughts of her being hungry or tired or that, hey, it's kind of dark down here, or none of the stuff that if you were coming from unconsciousness in a cell that would be going in your surface thoughts.
He would express the worry during the identify ritual. Her mind is stuck on a loop of chanting something that is connected probably to Xal'Zul. Is that his name?
Xal'Zul.
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 Can
What?
you?
Xal'Zul. There you go.
All right. Sounds like some kind of a mind domination. Can you dive deeper in?
He'll say, "I could try, but I can't promise a success on."
If the surface thoughts are the same all the time, I think you got the most out of that part of the magic.
How long does this spell last? 1 minute? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll dive deeper because I won't have it on long enough. She'll show you has to make a
Wisdom saving throw. So she is going to make a wisdom saving throw. She fails.
All right. So, probing deeper into her mind, discern the target's reasoning, emotions, and something that looms large on its mind.
Um,
And it knows I'm trying to read its mind now. It is aware that its mind is being probed.
you see the image of some individual talking to her as she looks over and sees your party talking to the three couriers at the table. He reaches out as he hands her some gold and touches her forehead, and then the singing starts to go on repeat again.
Do it. Is there a clear make out of the face of the guy who gave her the golden touch?
I would like you to. We're gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. She is gonna go. Against your
D20 versus D20. Who will win?
Let's go. Ooh,
God
that was
damn.
your check?
Oh, that was not mine.
Oh, man.
That was not mine. I wish it was.
Can't quite make out the face. It's not like she's willfully trying to prevent you from seeing what's there. It's just that that face has been taken from her memory.
If I probe deep again, is there a chance I could discern it again?
Yes.
All right. Felzik is going to turn to Farrakhan's going to say, "I need your assistance with your guidance."
Ferric says, "I understand, Felzik. I apologize. This lady has thrown me for quite the loop."
It is fine. I have never been into a mental challenge like this. It is quite new and quite
Fun.
difficult. And she has to make a wisdom save again. If she passes, the spell is just broken.
I tried to click on the.
I will break your mind.
I tried to click on the guidance roll.
I wondered what would break first, your body or your mind.
She
Oh, she
fails both of them. Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah,
So,
2 12s.
we can do the contested check again as I try to make out the face one more time.
And I am going to let you do that one. I'm going to let you do yours with advantage.
Good guidance.
Because she is totally out of it right now. She's not resisting. But she still has that residual type of thing in her mind.
All right, this is what I'm talking about. Yep.
Yep. All right,
Big
got it
money.
this time. He's like, I can make out the face.
Yes, you can make
I
out the
would make it out.
face. As you go to make out that face, and the notes I've got back up here, all the way at the bottom.
The way this phrasing is, I'm just imagining that Felzik's casting the detect thoughts by just making out with this.
Just French kiss to deep dive, in our brain.
Like, I'm getting so much knowledge in my brain from this makeout sesh.
I don't think that part is required for the somatic casting, but okay.
Hello. Come on, journal, open. Trying to figure out what's...
You see the face of the stranger, and it is Richter's face.
This is
Oh my
Richter's
God.
BBEG reveal.
Yeah, it's been me all along, guys.
It's the demon in Richter. It's like there's multiple personalities lingering in him. It's like,
One's a psychopathic demon killer, and the other one's a nice country boy.
yeah, exactly. I'm Joseph. Well,
Let me... gonna close a couple things so that maybe my computer will run a little faster. Come on, session 7. Why are you not opening that page? There we go. He appears to be just from the general view that now that you are getting from it, he's wearing a weathered violet cloak. You see a broken prayer wheel that you recognize. And I just closed the thing I need to have open to verify that deity. Oh, actually, no, I can do it here. Nope, I can't because I did the deities in Pathfinder, not the D&D world. You actually get words that come across where he introduced himself as a wandering dream seer, offering his blessings and herbal insight. Has a prayer wheel that's broken. You can't quite make out what faith it is. You do see some fungus etched charms and bottle that has the label of vision spores on it comes out of his pack as he's doing the transaction that you saw before. He speaks very, very slowly. And the last words you heard him say were truth, dream, and purpose guide us. He is a human. He squints a lot. He looks older. And then Vezir, your identify she had basically the same effects of modified memory enhanced with some sort of abyssal echo fragments that helped increase her emotional conviction and resistance to dispelling.
I see. Okay, so as I finish to identify, I will tell others what has been basically done to her. And then I will say, I actually have a spell I prepared that might be worth giving it a shot to see if it's gonna help her. Better than nothing. And I will cast protection from evil and good on her.
I could do lesser restoration if we think. Do you think that would help her if I use lesser restoration on her at all?
Well, let's see if this helps, and if it doesn't, then we can try that as well to save you the spell slot
Oh,
if it
sorry,
does.
I didn't mean to click that.
One of the benefits is that it removes any charmed condition that might affect them by these creature types.
As you cast that spell on her, I would like you to roll a. Let me select you. Did I delete you off the screen?
Oh shit!
Oh, there you are. I would like you to.
I'm still here.
Yep. I would like you to roll that perception check, please.
I'm gonna need your help, my cleric friend. Give your god's blessing on me.
I'll give guidance as well, as per usual, as is tradition.
Alright, that's wrong. My perception is not the best. So. And then a 1d4.
You didn't need much. Yeah. You note as you cast the spell, her nose and ears start to bleed.
Can you do something? Can you heal her?
I'm going to, for starters, cast Cure Wounds at a first level on her. And I'm also going to cast Lesser Restoration. I'm going to do both.
Okay. So put both of those, cast both of those into chat. So I have records of them.
We get there. There. I don't know if it matters, but she takes 11.
Okay. The nose and ears stop bleeding. And the glossy look to her eyes almost immediately dissipates as you cast Lesser Restoration on her.
Okay. Can I
Vizir's
make
kind
a
of
me-
like,
Can I make a
oh, go on.
medicine check on her right now to like get
Yeah.
her status and see
Yep.
like is she like can I wake her up, try to talk to her? Does she need to like
Oh,
rest?
she seems to be fully conscious and alert now.
What and her name's again? What is it? It's my
Marnie.
Marnie. Please rest. Let me check to make sure you're okay. This has been quite an ordeal for you, I'm sure.
What? Where am I? Who? Oh, I remember you from last night. What? Why are we in the prisons?
Okay, a lot has happened. All right, so I'll try to describe it slowly. You've been targeted by some form of magic that has affected your mind. We have helped you as much as we can. You're in the prison right now because under the influence of the magic you caused some complications, but it's nothing you need to be concerned about. We know that it wasn't you who did it. It was the effects of the magic. So you're in no danger. You're in safe hands.
Let me. Going to do one more thing. How? What? How? What happened? Under spells. I don't understand.
Do you? Your memory was altered, but do you remember someone giving you money to frame us?
And Hugh Feldick will cast a silent image on the figure, doing the same similar action of touching her forehead
Okay.
and saying the lines he said.
I will show you the image that is being silently passed. He was just giving me change for some herbs I bought from him to get rid of my recurring headaches. He didn't pay me to do anything.
This man's a local? Do you know? Is he somebody that you're not familiar with?
No, he's a wanderer. Comes into town every 3 to 4 months. He's calls himself as a dream seer. And he's a herbalist. I've purchased his remedies before. Took one last night for my headache, and she reaches up and, well, either that or you have cured it, but telling me to lie about you, I don't remember anything about that.
Well, to keep it simple, he has altered your memories. I don't know how much, and I do not really have the knowledge to remove it. So perhaps there will be a more advanced practitioner of Arcana, or even perhaps a high cleric in this place, or in the closest city. They might be able to help you with the memories that has been, altered on you. But as far as things goes, you've been manipulated to participate in their schemes.
Do you
The
know?
important
Do
go-
you, besides what has happened here, have you come into contact with any of the followers of the Black Sepulchre before?
The who, Black?
Followers of Orcus.
You see her wince when you say Orcus. No, there ain't be no abyssal stuff anywhere near me or any of my kind.
we believe you. We believe you. No. It is quite clear that you've just been a victim of this cult. Okay, well, here's the thing. We will need. You already told us some stuff about this stranger, but we will need you to tell us as much as you know about him. Do you know if he has a dwelling? Do you know someone who might know more about him? Anything you can remember?
No clue about where he lives or where he's actually from, but he was in last night with a half-blind older gentleman that I don't recognize.
Of blind older gentleman. All right.
Maybe
we'll
somebody
need-
else around town has seen this gentleman. Now that we know what he looks like and have a description of him, maybe we could ask around. Maybe he's still here.
Okay, we will, is there anything else that you want to ask her before we end the session? And we'll have you go back up to this city hall at the beginning of next session. Anything else you want to ask her before we end this session?
I got nothing.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either. If this is everything she knows, then I'm all out as well.
Yeah, I mean, we could always, if something comes up, I'm sure we could come back and ask her if need be.
Yeah.
Okay, I am gonna go ahead and end the stream, and then we'll just do a quick debrief and yeah. Come on, mouse, get up on the other screen. And